fact. Now, men are spending a lot more on luxury menswear, or someone's doing it for them. In 2012, the demand for luxury menswear grew almost twice as fast as women's and accounted for 40% of global sales. And it's projected that in 2016, sales will jump some 13% over 4 years. So what's driving this pattern in spending? What are some of the up-and-coming designers to look out for in Asia? Well, we have fashion stylist Rana Webe joining us in studio, as well as shoemaker and designer Edwin. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Good morning.
Now, Rana, let's start with you. Is the average man in Asia becoming more sophisticated? Is this what the numbers are telling us?
Well, I'd say yes and no. I think maybe in Singapore, in Japan, in Korea, men are becoming more self-conscious, or have been as well. But in places like China, Indonesia, I think it's just an extension of the whole image-based business culture, where first it starts with the watch and the car, and now the suit and the shoes, and you know.
Well, how has this trend kind of evolved? What are they going for? Are they going for brand, or are they going for quality?
I think mostly they're still going for brand, but you know, little by little, people are traveling more. Even the brands are putting less emphasis on the logos and showing more plain, something that shows the quality. So I'd say it's been changing in the last 5 years, probably.
Edwin, are you seeing this in the shoe industry as well? How are customers' needs changing?
Yes, I think we've been looking at this. A growing number of men who are buying our shoes for the quality itself and not for the brand, because we are a small local brand for now.
So what are they asking for when we say bespoke shoes?
Yes.
What are they asking for?
They're asking for very specialized leathers, very exotic leathers, very specific shapes and colors that we can cater to.
Okay, so, and are these customers coming from a particular part of Asia?
Mostly Singaporeans, to be honest, and we do have a lot of expat customers as well.
Yeah. Well, Rana, you've just returned from Seoul Fashion Week. Tell us about the menswear that you saw there.
I think in Seoul, they really put a lot of care onto their menswear. So Fashion Week was half women's, half men's, and there were a lot of really inspiring trends and designers to watch.
Well, let's take a look at some of these trends here. First, we'll put up these images. I think slim cut is one of the trends.
Yes, this suit, and I think for Asian men it makes sense because they have less broad shoulders.
Oh, this is the double-breasted.
Yeah, double-breasted jacket, a lot of layering as well, different textures. So as you can see, the
when you go to high street stores now, you know, they definitely have sort of a lot more sort of slim cut clothing, that's obviously specifically for Asian men.
These are the slim cut pictures that we're seeing that you saw in Korea, right?
Pants. Yeah, these are crop pants.
Oh, crop pants.
Yeah. You can see even in the dress pants or in the casual. This is the slim suit, and also the color. You can see a lot of navy, burgundy colors like that you don't normally see usually. This is just a classic jacket with a little detail on the neck. So,
they all look really good, but you need to be slim to pull this off.
You have to go to the gym.
I can see a flaw in it right now.
It depends, especially in the suit. It's very important to get the fit right. I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay, and Asian designers to look out for.
Yeah, I think to be honest, the Koreans are getting it right when it comes to luxury and stylish and something that's wearable, so nothing too over the top. This is Jae Shin. He makes very versatile clothes, like little details, but it's still very wearable. Another designer called Lee. It's a little more out there, but still there's a lot of play on the volume and the contrast.
I can imagine wearing that in Singapore, but anyway.
If you travel, maybe.
That
this is another designer as well called Kim Seo-young. And he does a classic with a little twist, like you can see the neck. It's a little bit more retro. This is Van Hart. This is definitely one to watch. He does a lot of interesting textures, materials, and a lot of layering as well.
Now, Edwin, looking at these pictures, how much of what you design is influenced by what you see on the catwalk?
Actually, to be honest, we don't really look at catwalk fashions.
Or follow trends?
We don't really, because we do classic menswear, and classic menswear has a certain style that we have been following for decades.
Okay, well, tell us a bit more about it. You've brought in some samples today, and I understand there's an unfinished shoe on the end there.
Yes, correct. This is actually an example of our hand melting. So this is for our bespoke service, our top tier, where everything is handcrafted and handmade. Moving on, we have this is from one of our ready-to-wear designs, right off the shelf.
Okay.
This is actually an example of our handmade patina. So this pair of shoe has been hand painted from scratch from crust leather, which is basically uncolored leather.
Right.
So on the last example you see here, this is actually full crocodile, real crocodile exotic leather shoes.
Okay. So what would you say is the main difference in quality between the ready-to-wear and the bespoke?
The main difference is something that you cannot see. It's actually on the inside of the shoe, so that's where the detail comes in. This is actually all hand welded, as opposed to say machine welded on our other shoes.
So when you say it's bespoke, then how much detail do you? I mean, I understand when you have a bespoke suit, you get measured to the nth degree, but this is, I guess, you must have to take measurements.
Yes, we take
of a
as many
measurements
as measures as a tailor actually.
Okay.
We also do multiple fittings. Can be up to 3-6 fittings. Yeah, that's why our bespoke shoes actually can take anything from 3 months to 6 months to complete.
Yeah. They must be incredibly comfortable, I would
They
presume.
must be.
We do take a lot of care to make sure they are. Yes.
Okay. Now, Rana, just very quickly, what's the main difference between bespoke versus ready-to-wear suits, for example?
A bespoke one, the experience is very personalized. You get everything to fit you. So if you're slim but you have a little, beer belly,
we're not looking
so
at
the
anyone.
bespoke. I'm not. But that's the beauty of bespoke. It actually fits you exactly, and it's made to flatter you. You can choose the material, the buttons. It's a much more luxury, I think, in that sense.
Yeah, and roughly the price difference when we're talking about shoes or suits, roughly what are we looking at here?
I think bespoke is still getting up to the designer prices now. If you get
it also
really
depends on the
bespoke,
materials that you choose. Correct.
Okay. Yeah. And lastly, Rana, I have this question in here, whether you have any tips for our gentlemen here. Not that they need it.
No, I don't need
How can they spice up their look a little bit?
We're like a makeover waiting to happen.
You have interesting colors today. I'd say maybe try a slim tie.
A slim tie.
Yeah, with a slim suit, I think that looks that would nice, and maybe like a colored shirt. If you can get rid of the tie, one of those, if you have casual Fridays,
that would be there's an idea.
Open one button, not more.
Not more.
Not more. Not too much chest.
Oh, okay. Well, we have considered that actually, going for a more casual look.
Yeah.
So we'll have to run that by our bosses.
I like the sound of it.
But slim ties also seem to be quite the in thing as well.
I think it's also the line of the jacket and the line of the tie. Certain jackets suit certain kind of ties, but the slim is definitely more hip, it's more young, so if you guys going for a younger, trendier style, try that.
I think I need to have the slim body to go with the slim fit and the slim tie.
Okay, thank you so much, Rana
and
Edwin, for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed that segment on Highlight.